Well, joining me now is comedian Alex Stein. Alex, good to see you as always. Thanks for joining me. We've got to start with Bill and Hillary Clinton's evidence to the House Oversight Committee investigating their ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Gee, how was Hillary? What an absolute unhinged lunatic.
Yeah, I mean, really what I thought was most stunning is the fact that she wore a blue pantsuit when her husband is so famously known for being with an intern with a blue dress. So I thought that that was a very weird choice, almost like she was trying to play some sort of joke on us. And then seeing Bill today, it's disgusting what he did with Jeffrey Epstein, but there is something charming about him, just his attitude, his cavalier attitude. Like he definitely, I can see why he was the president of the United States of America.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was just as bad, wasn't he? He couldn't give a straight answer about that the hot tub photo and why he got a massage from an Epstein victim. Yep, this was interesting. He actually vindicated Donald Trump. Have a listen.
The president never, this is 20 something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard to Epstein either. He just didn't.
Well, I mean, Trump's basically been vindicated there. What do you think?
I mean, that definitely helps, but honestly, Bill Clinton is probably guilty of a laundry list of crimes as well as his wife. So I think he knows where his bread is buttered. So he's not going to pick on Donald Trump. When Donald Trump's on the record saying that he likes Bill Clinton and that he respected Bill Clinton because he actually took his run for the presidency seriously when a lot of other people didn't. So they both like each other. And I do think that there's no evidence that links Donald Trump to any sort of crimes. Now, was he friends with the guy for a little bit? Yes, but then he immediately, kicked him out of his country club, made it where they were no longer acquaintances or friends. So, I mean, at this point, there's no evidence that he did anything. So I appreciate Bill Clinton, but I do believe that he's being honest when he says that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the Dems had a smoking gun, I'm sure they would have released it by now, but released it during the election campaign, yet they never did. Let's talk about the woke left's response to the strikes on Iran. Here are Iranians actually celebrating. And here, Alex, is a side-by-side of celebrations versus the left. Compare the pair, Alex. What does that say about the derangement happening right now?
Well, there's a lot of derangement, but if we're going to just, be an umpire and call balls and strikes, there's a lot of derangement on the right as well, because everybody on the right said we're voting for Donald Trump because there's no new wars that are going to happen under his presidency. So, believe it or not, there's a lot of people that want to protest, as a matter of fact, on both sides, which is, I guess, a little surprising. But at the end of the day, the people in Iran are going to have a much better life, not under an Ayatollah. But I just think that the rebuilding process is going to be incredibly difficult, and that I hope the war ends as soon as possible and that we don't lose any more American lives, because I'm telling you, this is actually unpopular on both sides of the aisle, if I'm just being honest.
Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see, especially how the next weeks and months pan out. Alex, it's been revealed that an anti-war protest set to take place outside Palantir's new Miami headquarters is actually being funded and organised by a pro-China network backed by a guy. He's a Marxist American tech tycoon, Neville Roy Singham, alongside various other left-wing organisations. It comes amid speculation that a number of left-wing protests sweeping America are professionally backed. And according to Fox News, while many media outlets are calling these protests organic and grassroots, some of them are actually well coordinated and well funded as part of a wider anti-US strategy. Are you surprised by this?
I'm not surprised whatsoever. I go to protests all over the country and I've been doing it for the last 6 years. And because I do it in Dallas and I do it, of course, in other places, but this is my hometown, I see the same organizers that do the same events, and they go from cause to cause because they make, high six-figure salaries, and they're able to use Facebook groups, Telegram groups, Discord groups. And they basically do have a kind of grassroots campaign, other than they pay the people to go there. And oftentimes when you see a normal protester, not all of them are getting paid, but a lot of them are getting paid $100. But the real person that makes all the money is the organizer that's running all these groups. So yes, this is a well-oiled machine. They know how to fundraise all of these fake political movements. And China wants to keep America down, so they want us fighting with each other. So I'm not surprised whatsoever. And I do think that they love what's happening right now, and they hope that they don't have to get involved, but they like that America is, pushed to the brink of a world war. And really, I think on the world stage, it's not really, we're not looking too favorable. It's looking like us and Israel are, making some people really mad. So at the end of the day, it's just not a good situation. And these protests are highly organized, and now they're just taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. They know exactly what they're doing. You're spot on. The First Lady, Melania Trump, she's paid tribute to the fallen troops in this conflict against Iran. She's now the first US First Lady to preside over the UN Security Council. This is what she said.
My heartfelt condolences to the families who have lost their heroes, who sacrificed their lives for freedom. Their bravery and dedication will always be remembered.
Alex, what do you make of her being the one to appear or represent at the UN Security Council?
I think that's very honorable. And that room is not a very fun room to be in. I can tell that she's probably getting stared at, and just the energy in that room is a very tough place. And for her to go honor the soldiers that we've lost, I think that's incredibly gracious of her. I just hope we don't lose any more because, like I said, this is not going to go well. And I do really appreciate her going and speaking at the UN, but I promise you, she doesn't want to have to go there and speak for, another 10, 20, 30, or 50 even soldiers. So gosh, I hope this ends soon. It's really sad, the loss of the American soldiers that died in this war.
Yeah. No, look, absolutely. I just want to move on to another topic. There's been an update in the Austin shooting. This gunman wore a sweatshirt that said property of Allah and another shirt with an Iranian flag design. And now it's being revealed, Alex, this guy, his name is Danica Diane, once mowed down a pedestrian in Brooklyn while driving recklessly, disabling her for life. I guess investigations will continue, but another day, another shooting.
Yes, and I was in Austin on Friday, the night before. I had a comedy show, and I went out on 6th Street with a bunch of friends, and this is a very scary situation. And I'm not trying to be so negative about the war, but this is the problem. These are the repercussions that we face in America, is that now people are going to be more radicalized. And I think a lot of these people are from Somalia. A lot of these people are from North Africa. A lot of these people are from Morocco. They're from all over, and they're not necessarily coming here to basically assimilate. They're coming here to bring their culture. I mean, right now we're having a whole problem with Sharia law, literally in DFW. We're voting on it, to ban it. So this is I hate to say it, it's a serious issue. I wish this was a joke.
Alex Stein, nice to see you as always. Thanks very much for joining me.